What's going on, guys? I hope you're all having a great day. Today we're going to be sharing with you a story about something that happened last weekend when my brother was in town and we were working on his truck about 10 o'clock at night. And at first I was kind of skeptical about making this video because it is a little bit on the personal side, but then I thought about it and I was like, well, it's really not that personal, and you guys will see. And I think it'll make for great conversation in the comment section down below. Being in a diesel channel, I can already kind of have an idea of where most of us stand when it comes to this certain subject. And we're going to get into that here in a second. I'm just going to get my boots on, fuel this thing up, and then we're going to hit the trails and talk about it a little bit. Everything that I'm going to be telling you here today is 100% true. I'm not going to over-exaggerate. I'm not going to feed you with BS. I'm not going to tell you anything that didn't happen. And it just happened last week, so it's not like it happened, 6 months ago and it's foggy in my mind. This is still fresh in my mind. And my freaking gas can is backwards. Fix this real quick. But I think it'll be an interesting video. I'm looking forward to it. If you guys do enjoy the video, be sure you leave a like down below. Helps a ton with the YouTube search results, and I'd really appreciate it. So I'm gonna get this thing filled up. We don't have to fill it up too much because I think it's at like 3 bars right now or something. So it's at like a quarter of a tank. I'm just gonna put a little bit extra fuel in it just to be safe. But I'll catch up with you guys here in a minute once we hit the trails.
Alright guys, so we're just gonna jump right into the video, but I want to put one thing out before starting the story, and that is, if you have a question or concern and are going to comment it down below, please watch the entire video first, because I'm more than likely going to hit that question or concern throughout the video. But if I don't, by all means, comment down below. I read every single comment like always, and I always love to hear what you guys have to say. But we'll just jump right into it. So in the intro, I said that the story happened last weekend. It actually happened on July 4th night, but I consider it over the weekend because me and my brother were both off and it was an extended weekend, so we'll just call it the weekend. But it was July 4th night, as we all know, was a Tuesday. But it was about 10 o'clock at night. Me and my brother were working on his steering shaft inside the garage. We had the garage up completely, so the lights were on in the garage, but there was no other lights on outside the house, like in the front or the back of the house. It's just we were working straight through the night. We hadn't really gone inside that much, and normally I hit the lights on, floodlights in the back, floodlights in the front, and it lights up the entire perimeter of the house. But I didn't do that tonight because we were so busy in the garage, I just forgot about it. And so it's about 10 o'clock. I'm on the top side creeper, and so you can't see my feet from underneath the truck. And my brother was on the driver's side on a step stool. He was looking over, shining the flashlight for me. We'll check out the river real quick. Just take a little pause in the story. Moving pretty quick. I don't see any fish though. Seems like they cut that grass over there or something. Seems more open than normal. I have no idea. But anyway, we'll get back to the story. My brother was on the stool. I'm on topside creeper, so you can't see any feet. We're not talking at this point. We're just trying to get this job done, right? So we're not talking, and you can't see our feet from underneath the trucks. So a person that we've never seen before comes in my garage. There's a white male, about 30 years old, with brown hair, and he had a blue shirt on, blue t-shirt on. And just sneaks in our garage, gets about where my toolbox is, and makes eye contact with my brother. Now, I'm looking in from the top of the engine bay. I'm looking at the steering shaft. I'm so focused on this job, I'm not paying attention to my surroundings. And that's a big thing in the military, situational awareness. So I completely blew that out of the water. The guy sneaks right up on me. I don't even see him. It's not too late at night. I do live out in the country. There's not supposed to be crime or happening here. But here comes this guy I've never seen before, sneaking inside my garage, thinking that no one's in there. Thinking, it's July 4th night, they probably left the garage door open, went over to a friend's house, and I'm going to take what I want. So it was about a 45-degree angle that my brother is looking over the engine hood, and he's over here by my toolbox. He's like halfway in my garage. It's not like one of those things where he was just kind of stepping by like, hey, I'm your new neighbor or something like that. And my brother makes eye contact with him, throws his arms up, says, what the hell? I look at my brother because I'm like, who are you talking to? There's nobody in here but me. And whenever I turned and looked at my brother, he says, what are you doing? He grabs the flashlight and starts heading out the door and says, follow me. So I'm like, what's going on? Now, this entire time, me and my brother talked afterward. I was like, you should have said intruder, something, there's a guy in here or something like that. But he didn't even tell me until we got outside the garage door. And then he goes, man, there was somebody just in here. I'm like, you're tripping, nobody in here. And then he starts describing this guy to the point where there's no way he was just seeing something. He was describing him, from head to toe what he was wearing. So I was like, okay, there's somebody definitely in here. So I'm like, okay, let me grab my gear. So I grab my flashlight, my handcuffs, my ass, and we start moving in the direction that my brother last saw this guy move towards, and that is towards the front of my house, around where my back gate is, and towards the property that's getting built right beside me. And, we're heading that way. The dogs don't smell a scent. It's been, 30, 60 seconds at this point after I grab my gear, so we don't see anything. I didn't end up calling the cops. I did end up calling the builder that's building the house right beside mine to let him know that I think the guy was out there looking at his property that he was building and seeing if like the workers left anything valuable overnight out there. They did end up having some equipment out there, but I don't think the guy ended up messing with it. I think he was more worried about checking out what I had in my garage. So I called the builder. He says, "Thank you, I appreciate you letting me know." And me and my brother keep an eye out for the rest of the night. We shut the garage door, we turn on the floodlights outside, and we constantly are checking, our surroundings for the rest of the night. And then my brother ended up heading home because it was getting late and he had to work early the next day. But a big question that I know you guys are going to ask is, was I carrying at the time that this guy walked into my garage in the middle of the night, someone I've never seen before? And the answer to that, sadly, is no. Wait, now we're getting to the topic that I wanted to hit on in this video, and that is, why was I not carrying at the time? Now, as you guys know, I just came from Hawaii. They have very strict gun laws in Hawaii. You can't conceal carry whatsoever. That's no thing in Hawaii. You can't conceal no matter what. Now, it's very hard to attain a weapon in Hawaii, especially getting it registered on post. Now, it's not the biggest deal in the world. You can't get a gun in Hawaii, and you can bring it on post. There's a few more avenues that you have to take, and I just didn't want to have to deal with it. I stayed on post my entire tour in Hawaii, and so I had guards at the gate the entire time and things like that. You know what? Crime wasn't an issue. But whenever I made the transition to Alabama, the first thing I planned on doing was buying a weapon for home defense as soon as I bought this house. And that is something that got kind of pushed to the side. I had to buy miscellaneous things. I got the trailer, I got the ATV, I got washer and dryer, things we don't think about, lawnmower. There's things, hey, I could have a badass home defense gun, which some of you are going to say more important, but, I want my grass to look good, things like that. I live out in the country, crime's not supposed to be bad out here. Now, I do live in a small town. And by the way, as you're watching this video, that's already changed. The home defense weapon is already in the house, and we'll talk about that later, maybe in a different video. I know YouTube's kind of going friendly content, and, they don't want to show guns and things like that, so it's kind of a touchy subject right now. But that is something we'll talk about probably in the future. We're going to finish this story going down this trail. I think you guys will like it. And, pretty much what I want to get at in this video, hey, I learned my lesson. Here I am, an MP. I'm on the special reaction team on post. All I do is shoot. That's all I do every single day. I carry a gun every single day, M4, M9, taser. I carry all sorts of self-defense things, right? And here I am. I don't even have one at the house at the time. You know what I mean? It's just, looking back on it, it's so stupid. It's so important to have a weapon. People have different opinions on weapons, by the way. That's something I wanted to hit on in this video as well, is what are your thoughts? Being at a diesel channel, like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm pretty sure all of you are going to be like, hell yeah, man, I got like 90 guns at the house type of thing. And I feel the same exact way. I love guns. I literally shoot them every single day, from a freaking automatic 50 cal to an automatic grenade launcher to a freaking shotgun, everything. I shoot them every single day, MP5, you name it. Being on the special reaction team, I have excess of rounds, range time is no issue. And by the way, I'm not saying all of this because, I think I shoot the best. I'm not the best shooter in the world, but I do shoot very well. And, having a home defense weapon is something that I should have had a long time ago. And that is something I shouldn't have put off. I shouldn't have, I say I shouldn't have went out and got the four-wheeler before I got the gun. But, there's some things I probably could have put to the side and, got the gun first. Home defense is very, very important. And, we do live in a new time of age. It's not like it used to be. It's not like you can live out in the woods and not have somebody creep around your stuff. It's pathetic. It's honestly pathetic. Like, if you're a thief out there and you steal, you're a lowlife, man. Like, do not take people's things. Now, if I wasn't in that garage that night, you think that guy was coming to see if I had some cookies and milk on the dang table? Absolutely not. He was coming in there to take things that I've worked hard for. And that's what I want to get at in this video is, it's a new time of age. You got to protect your things. Here I am preaching to you guys, and I wasn't even doing it. You know what I mean? But I learned my lesson. That's what I wanted to put out in this video. And I think you guys kind of get the gist of it. I screwed up. I shared it with you guys. Something that I was kind of hesitant on telling you, because I didn't know how a lot of you were going to feel about it. Here's this MP in the Army, and he doesn't even have a weapon at the house. Oh my God. Oh my God, I love this Can-Am, dude. Like 70% throttle, 50% throttle. This thing will spin the tires going down the road at like 25 miles an hour. This thing is ridiculous. And it's completely stock still. We still have a lot of things to do to this Can-Am. I've really been enjoying having this Can-Am. As you guys can see, 19 and a half hours on it now. I've been riding this thing a ton. It's so much fun to have the family on it, go out, ride a little bit, and make videos. It's so much fun making these videos for you guys. I really do enjoy them. But that's pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for making it to the end. Comment down below. Let me know your favorite home defense weapon. Let me know your favorite weapon. I would love to hear that, guys. I'd love to get some feedback from this video. And I shared something with you guys that I necessarily didn't want to talk about because, it's kind of embarrassing. I'm not even defending my own family and my house. To me as a man, that's kind of embarrassing. and that's something that I shouldn't have let happen. But we got it fixed. We learned our lesson, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you could, please leave a like down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.